So few of them are live, so nice to see few of those. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ, if I should break it down, my song between 1 to 5. So here is I'm trying to break down this song between 1 to 5, which is my first single. It is streaming on all the major platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere, and the video is on YouTube also. You can find those links on my link in bio. And here is some of the breakdowns, and I would like to share some of the inspiring things which which inspired me to make this song. So the name between 1 to 5 suggests how the song goes. So it is basically between 1 to 5 is age 1 to 5 and 12 to 25. So that is why the name between 1 to 5. So even the song has those sections which is from age 1 to 5 and from 12 to 25, the jump. Of course we have a bridge for the jump also. And why those numbers are just because what I believe is that those are the major age which we get influence from our roots. Those are the ages between 1 to 5 and 12 to 25 are the age where we get most of the influence of how do we live in our life, kind of. So and also there is a journey of an individual and a father's influence on that individual from the age 1 to 5 and 12 to 25. So that is the basic idea. To just start with, the starting intros goes with I'll just show you some of the, I should show you. So basically this intro is with the drones and some of the textural elements. So that goes around, and there is a sorry with the lights. And there are flutes which comes in with those elements. So those are combined all together. It goes with so this portion that is basically a song, I mean a voice which is cranked up a little bit, transposed a little bit, and below that is a contra melody for that. Which has long reverbs and which is trying to make up the space which is for the story. This is basically before the child is born. Okay, so this part, the idea behind this is before the child is born. I could see Sunil and someone saying thank you. I couldn't see the comments, and I've just turned it off. Turned it around. And these are the elements which suggests those are the memories. I feel that these are the elements which says which kind of feels like a memory. One is with the soft piano, electric piano, and another is guitar, which is again spaced out, have long reverbs and so on, which suggests the space of the whole universe, which is trying to build it up. And there are long chords. Which has long sustains. I hope I'm able to hear for you guys. Okay. Yeah. And this is the part where the child is born. That is the bridge portion for the main melody, which is here, to the intro which I've given. So that is basically a child is born when it's crying, right? So that is the part. This is the lullaby portion, which is set in Riti Gowda. That is the main melody of this whole song, which kind of, for me, it remembers some of those elements which I had in childhood when, our parents used to sing for us and, make the child sleep or just calm down for not crying. So that is the portion of this, the main melody. It is not, I have made the vocals like, it is more of, the vocals are more near and it is spaced out because it is spaced in that universe, and it is more near, more intense, because when they sing lullaby, it is more, when they hold the child and sing the lullaby, it is more not so dynamic, or sort of say, not so, not so loud or something. It is more intense, it is more caring and so on. So that is the idea behind taking those vocals in that way. Mic is very, I'm not very far away from the mic, like, oh, arariro, I'm not that far. I'm just, arariro, aro. See, all those things which happens on while we sing, those things are those elements which make it more intense and much more near to us, is what I believe. So that is the main portion. And it has a delay which comes right after, after every phrase of those things. I hope you guys are able to listen to this. I'll just show you. So this portion, So this is the portion where it has, a complementing delay for each phrases, and it is with the arrangements of these kind of elements, which keeps the pace of the song. Again, the basic idea behind this is, some of those memories which keeps us more engaged and keeps us moving. I mean, it just says, basic idea for that was, having this was to, show that the time is rolling. Okay, the times are rolling, and on top of it we have memories which we have. Oh, sorry for the light. We have memories which we are which has been created. So that is the arrangement of these things. Da, 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 da. And with another layer that is basically soft piano. It has the fifths and so on. And here is the interesting part. This is a cello. Okay, so it gives that more of a a body to the main melody. And here are some of the pluckings. Sorry, this is the drone element. Where is it? Here is an element which I came across when I was that is a guitar plucking which I came across. I was doing something for a documentary or something. So then it had a very spacious environment, and so I thought to put some of those guitar pluckings moving around, and that the idea just got bounced off, and so I had kept it up, the idea which I had executed, and it got used in here. So so that is the basic idea. It is just a guitar plucking which moves around, in the ears. Oh, there are some people. The guitar pluckings goes. I'll just show you on screen. Idea for this is, some of those memories try to catch up, but we try to fail to remember some of those memories. But something keeps, kind of effect that, I kind of remember some of those things. So that is the idea behind those kind of elements in the arrangements which I've tried. So and here is another guitar. And here is the sub layer, because we need an opening for the elements which we are about to say in the the other half of the song. So that is where the heaviness comes. We are introducing some of the heaviness, so with the bass, sub bass. So that goes like there the sub bass enters. So without that it is nothing. And soon after this finishes, I mean the vocal portion finishes, we have the same melody being played on strings. So those are the string elements which, I mean, the violins, violas, and cellos being played behind the same melody, leading up to the bridge section of the song. These the bridge section which I designed was with the mridanga. uh, I'm not a mridangist. I don't claim to, I don't claim, you know, being a mridangist. I just learned the very basics of mridangam from my father. He was a mridangist. So I used his instrument to design this bridge section, to just bring some of his presence is what I thought. And it is basically mridangam, you know. I just learned till the nade portion of the patha. So I could, you know, play only such things. And I tried something which my dear friend like Anup Simha and we, you know, we just keep discussing about how to, you know, how to bring out some of the creative sounds from a classical instrument. So to bring those things, I didn't just play with that dim dim na that dim dim na. I didn't just play that. I played with even, of course, I played those nade as well, and I played on sticks and with the mallets, with the brushes, and so on. So it sounds. I mean, some of those elements which you could see is this is a very hard hit on, that is the reversed sound when we hit a mridangam, when a chapu, not a chapu, but on dhim, the karane part of the mridangam is played. So I reversed it once, and I made it to, you know, a kind of rise and a fall of it. So it sounds like, so it has that element. And this is an element which goes like, in this song there was a you know, miss of mother element, sort of say, you know, in commercial movies we say thigh sentiment and so on. Not that way, but it was it was missing some of the feminine aspect in the vocals, I could say. So I recorded some random conversation with my mother and my sister, they being laughing and so on. So the idea of the whole bridge section, this mridangam and so on, it is based on, you know, connecting or filling the gap of the idea from age 5 to 12. You know, from age 5 to 12 is something that you know, it just goes on. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's late, so yeah. Those are the some voices which I recorded on a phone, in fact, from my mother and from my sister. So they, when they were having conversations, and I just put it out with some of the effects like delays and very spaced out, very overlapping, and some of the elements were also. The light is acting mad today. Some of those were now through an amp and so on. I'll just show you. Which goes for the main groove of the song. The main groove of the song, the main groove of the bridge section, which is ta dim dim na da dim dim na, which is basically a nade on mridangam. To keep it more groovy, I added some of the elements like shakers and snaps, some of those things. So that goes like. This is a portion which I played on sticks. I mean the mallets on mridangam. So that was an interesting part where I could use some of the drums elements as well, which has been introduced, which kind of. So from here on, I started introducing some of the drums elements because basically I'm a drummer, and the second half goes with a kind of a progressive note. So there are drums and there are guitars and so on. So I started using some of those elements on the classical instrument mridangam. So that is basically playing in mallets on mridangam, the karane part and the charma part of the right side of the mridangam basically. So that is this portion was showing you. So those hits and so on, and undercurrent we have the introduction of some of those RPGs elements and some of those guitar elements being introduced a little bit. I need to thank my dear friend drummer brother Gopi Shravan for this. When I made him listen to the song, he said we need a connection for the second half of the song in the bridge section or somewhere. So after thinking a lot, and I could make it somehow tie some of the threads of the second half of the song to this portion. So that becomes. So that shows some of the RPGs elements. That is basically going through an amp which is everything is cut, push and pull guitar. It's everything is cut. Only the mid range is there. So. This is again some of the beautiful RPGs which I have, analog V, analog lab V, and messing with some of these wires and sequencing it. Basically it gives you some of those tones, and I arpeggiated those notes as well. So it is basically. that is what the intro for the second portion of the song, which has been introduced in the bridge section. So this is an element which is basically a mantra which is going through an amp or a megaphone amp or a radio amp, and it is reversed. So it is not clearly heard. Why is it not clearly heard is because, from age 12, we all, have a tendency that we just ignore what comes from some of the elders, some of the parents, and some of our gurus, and so on. That is the age where we try to think that we are individual, and we are, of course, and we are capable of doing everything, and we ignore to, or we just try to kick away some of those elements which we are bound to. Whatever the idea we think as an individuals is actually a reflection of the roots which we are from, in a different perspective. Probably I don't articulate it more as an individual thought, but it is a different perspective of what the roots which we are coming from. So that is why we have the mantras here, which has been reversed and played. And the tempo of the song increases here. The tempo of the song from 90, it pushes to 120. 109. Yeah, it has a bigger push of the whole tempo, which is being bent from here. You can listen to that. I'll just show you. So from here, the leap starts. You can see the bend over here from 90 to 109. So that is the place where the bend happens. That is the portion where the bend happens, and the whole second portion of the song is in 109 tempo. So this is an intro for the second half of the melody, where it starts with an alap and it crushes. Basically, it's in the na 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 ta. There is a fall in the alap itself. So So that is where the drums catch in with the chinas. This is the arpeggiator layer, and this is, I'm just cranking up in the EQs, which is making such a difference with the low cut, high cuts, and then opening up a bit, so it opens for that space. and we have these kind of guitars, grunge guitars, which is doing da 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 da. The melody. And these two are some interesting layers which goes around. It is on the right and the left, so it is basically giving you some of the more weightage for the song, which is like dan da da dan da da dan da da dan da da dan dan da da dan, which is going through pedal board and some amps and so on. And the groove here, the drum groove here starts very slow with a long China crashing, and it starts with a fill. It goes with the half tone groove, and then with the 8, and then with the 16. That is with the hi-hats and the snare. Basically what the melody is all about. So that is how the drums are articulating as well with the percussion elements. And these are some of the risers. These are some of the risers and drops and so on. And so that is how the second half of the song takes off. Soon after these elements are taking up a little bit, there is a kind of a bridge portion for the second half, which is I'm I'm talking too much of bridge sections in this whole song. So this is. Oh yeah, even we have bass guitar as well. So that is. And then the main melody comes in. So why does the main melody comes in the second, almost in the second half of the film, of this track, is because, as I told you, the age shifting through the song, it is basically saying that wherever we wander around, trying to find our own thing and trying to do our own individual thing, we just reflect our own roots in a different perspective. That is the basic idea of it. And so that is why after that breakdown in the guitars, the melody of the intro melody is introduced again. With those haunting memories, I told you, with those plucking guitars, those memories which is trying to find its trying to find its existence, yet it is very hard to pick some of those things, but it is kind of trying to make an attempt to. Yeah, I'm back. are the elements which... Yeah, soon after the melody ends, there is a build up for the melody, which with these same guitars. So if you listen with the melody, it feels like something big is about to happen. And then there is a bang for, as I told you, the memories are, the roots which we reflect in a very different perspective. So basically that is what the song is also saying. The intro section, which with the vocals, is seen not in a classical manner but in a very progressive way in this song. So with the elements of the second half of the song, the melody is being laid. So that is why we have the vocal layers as well as these grooves and those heavy guitars and the drums, which is making more of heaviness. And there is a scream which I have made into two. That is basically one scream cranked up a little bit, transposed and gone through some of the some of the amps and some of the EQ settings and so on. So that is where everything kicks in. The melody, the drop, the rise, the drop, those bass guitars and the guitars, grunge guitars and drums and the scream. So that is where it goes with a rise and a bang for that this time. And that is how the song ends, with a phone beep. That is kind of a personal story, that is a personal story anyways. So of course this song is kind of a reflection for me, for those phase which I went through, and of course which I'm going through. Some of those reflections of those untold unspoken things, which I try to articulate it through what I basically do. I basically play drums, I try to compose. So art is kind of an expression for me. So I tried this, some of those elements which I was getting in my mind, to compile those things and make it as a song. And that is what Between 1 to 5 is all about. I hope this was a proper breakdown, which I tried it for the first time. Anyways, thank you, few of those who were live. I'll put it up on my Insta and Facebook, so people could find it. Probably some of them could find it more helpful, and some of them could understand what the idea behind the song was. And my song is streaming, Between 1 to 5 is streaming on Spotify, Apple Music and everywhere else, whatever the app you use to listen to back you use to listen to those songs. And the links are on my bio, and you can listen to the song in any streaming platforms. And there is a very beautiful video which Anup Simha, my dear friend, did shot and edit, directed also. and my dear friend Sunil Bharadwaj, who helped throughout, being a cast for the video, and also helping with the visual effects of the video elements, and my dear friends Sanjay Chenappa for shooting beautifully, and Suhas and Sharath and Shrikar for helping through the shooting time of the video, and every one of them who gave much more inputs while the song was doing, while I was having some of the creative breakdowns and creative blockages which I had, and made it possible to finish the whole song. I guess that's it for now, and see you with another track or something like that. Thank you so much for those who have joined, and see you all later.